Hi there, thanks so much for stopping by Shaping Your World with Sha. I'm Sha, and on this channel I talk about lifestyle related topics as they relate to the woman over 30, 40, 50, and above. Today's topic is going to be fall fragrances, specifically fall fragrances that I would recommend and for going from transitioning from summer into fall and carrying you through fall into winter. So if that's a topic that you're interested in watching, then stay tuned. So we're gonna get right into it. I have 7 fragrances in front of me right now. All 7 of them are EDPs. 3 of them are gonna be fragrances that will transition you from summer into fall, meaning fragrances that still have kind of like a summery vibe, but they're not too summery that they can't come into the fall. They're great for days like we had this past Saturday where temps got up into the 70s here in the Northeast. And then I have 3 other fragrances that are true, in my opinion, true fall scents that are what I categorize as being a little heavy, too heavy for summer, but still a little light for winter. Um, and then I have a third and seventh and final scent that I feel like would be great for layering with any of the 6 other fragrances, as well as being great on its own. So we'll just jump right in, starting with the first fragrance. And actually I'm going to jump right in with 2 fragrances because they're both from Juliet Has a Gun. I have talked about both of these fragrances before I think in my summer favorites video. So this is Juliet Has a Gun Magnolia Bliss, and this is Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink. Like I said, all the fragrances that I'm going to talk about today are EDPs, and I'm going to read for you the notes. So for the Magnolia Bliss, it is categorized as a fruity floral, and the notes are bergamot, magnolia, mirabelle plum, and it's described as the bergamot is described as being refreshing but complex. So that's what I really like about this fragrance for transitioning into fall, is that even though it's a fruity floral, which tends to be something that we lean towards in the summertime, it's got a refreshing complexity to it, which for me, I like to wear scents that are refreshing in the fall. Excuse me. So keeping on that note, the pear ink is categorized as a fresh citrus, fresh citrus fruits, which again, the freshness of that pear shines through. So the notes for this fragrance are green pear, green pear accord, ambroxan, and musks. And when I looked up ambroxan is described as warm, woody, leather, and spicy. So again, I love that about this, that even though it's pear, which, generally speaking, you would think of pear as being a summer fragrance, that freshness comes through that really helps it to carry right on into the fall. So these are my first 2 recommendations for fall, and specifically for transitioning from summer into fall. Juliet Has a Gun Magnolia Bliss and Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink. So moving right on to the next fragrance. I also have prices. So these both range, these are full-size bottles. So the full-size bottles go for, on Sephora's website, they go for $140 each. But they can be picked up in the mini sizes at $30. So they have multiple sizes. I think they both have 2 sizes in addition to the full size and the mini. So I think in all they have 4 sizes, and those sizes range from $30 to $140. So moving right along, I'm going to move on to Victoria's Secret's. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you can see that. So this is Victoria's Secret's Very Sexist Oasis. And Victoria's Secret has a whole line of very sexy fragrances. So this specifically is their very sexy Oasis. It is EDP. It does retail on Victoria's Secret's website for the small size for $59.95 and the large size for $79.95. I'm not exactly sure which size this is. I did purchase this probably a year ago, and I purchased it as part of a set. If you know anything about Victoria's Secret, they have sales all the time. They have sales all the time. They also sell sets all the time. So I want to say I probably paid, I think I paid no more than $50 for a set that this came in. This fragrance and some other things, and I thought it was a great value because I knew that the fragrance alone would be more than whatever I was paying for the set. So I'll give you the notes on this. This is described as a floral, and the notes are tuberose blanche, camellia, and orange flower. And camellia is also a flower. It's a white flower. So this has a lot of, it's very heavy on the florals, but it also has in my opinion, it has a musky vibe. And I love musks. I'm very big on musk, especially in the fall. And to me, this is a good value. This is going to be I think the least expensive fragrance in this recommendations video. So definitely, check it out, give it a smell. So those are my 3 transitional scents, and like I said, all the fragrances I'm going to mention in this video today are all eau de parfums, EDPs. So moving right on, those are my 3 transitional scents, and I'm going to move on to my 3 strictly, well, not strictly fall, strictly fall, but mostly fall. And I'm going to start off with YSL's Black Opium. This is an oldie but goodie, and I love this scent. This fragrance on Sephora's website. This is not the largest size. They actually carry on on Sephora's website. They carry what they call a value size, which is bigger than this. That size is at $175, but the Black Opium fragrance goes from the mini size for $30 all the way up to that value size for $175. I don't know how much I paid for this because I've had this bottle for a very long time, and even in all the time that I've had it, I've only, as you can see, I've only gotten halfway through it. But I've literally had this bottle, oh gosh, I want to say at least 3 years, maybe 4 years. I've had this. I pull it out only in the fall. In my opinion, it's way too heavy for spring or summer. And I'll read you the notes for this. It's categorized as being warm and spicy, and the notes are black coffee, white flowers, and vanilla. So that black coffee, it really stands out. In my opinion, is what really causes it to be a great fall fragrance. But it's balanced out by the vanilla and the white flower. I would say if you like coffee scents, there is a fragrance by Maison Margiela Replica called Coffee Break. To me, it's similar to this, but it leans heavier on the coffee side. This leans, in my opinion, leans more on the vanilla side. Don't get me wrong, that coffee definitely comes through, but it's also tempered by the vanilla. So I really like this, but I do mention Coffee Break by Maison Margiela Replica as an honorable mention. I didn't bring it down, but I do have it upstairs. And again, it's very, very coffee heavy. And I think the reason I didn't include it in this particular video is because, in my opinion, the heaviness of the coffee causes it to lean more towards winter than fall. It's very heavy. So, and I will do another video later in the fall with my winter fragrance recommendations, and I'll probably that fragrance will probably be included in that video. So moving right along, um, moving on to Wonderful Peony by Floral Street. And I don't know where I've been. um, Floral Street, this is really nice. So this is a travel size, and on Sephora's website, this size goes for $32. Their full size goes for $84. Again, this is an EDP, and I really only recently, within like the last 2 months, became familiar with Floral Street as a brand. So I'm really interested in trying out their other fragrances. I have tested their vanilla, I think it's their Wild Vanilla Orchid, I think it's called. I really like that one as well. I might pick that up next. But for now I have this. So this is, again, the brand is Floral Street, and the fragrance is called Wonderful Peony. And the scent family is Fruity Floral. The notes are blackcurrant, pink pepper, and candy floss. I have no idea what candy floss is, but I can tell you that the marriage between the blackcurrant and the pink pepper is perfection. Like, I really have to do some research on this fragrance family, because when I tell you, they blended the, oh gosh, they blended the blackcurrant and the pink pepper in this fragrance so nicely, and it lasts a long time. I had tested this. Originally I was just walking through Sephora and I saw it on the shelf, sprayed it on. It lasted, just that one spray lasted me the entire day, and by the end of the day it dried down beautifully, and I was like, oh, I have to get that fragrance. So I purchased this rollerball during the Sephora VIB sale. Generally speaking, when I'm new to a fragrance, I'll always start with rollerballs. I never buy a full-size bottle of anything until I've had a chance to, wear it. I have bad allergies, so excuse me for coughing through this video. I really wanted to get this out so that you guys could have my fall fragrance recommendations. But I'm telling you, I'm struggling because my allergies are so acting up right now that just smelling these fragrances has really kicked up my reactions. So forgive me for coughing and if I'm hoarse, but I'm just telling you, these are some fragrances I highly recommend for the fall if you can get your hands on them. So the next fragrance I want to talk about is from the House of Maison Margiela Replica, and this fragrance is, if you can see that, see, this is Matcha Meditation. And again, this is a rollerball that I purchased. I picked up during the Sephora VIB sale. I mentioned it in my Sephora VIB sale haul. And this is in the, excuse me, this fragrance is in the fresh citrus and fruits category. And the notes are matcha accord, benzoin absolute, orange blossom absolute, and bergamot essence. And this is nice. This is, if you like matcha, which I love, it's so fresh. It's like a fresh matcha. I like, the name is so fitting. I wouldn't say it reminds me of a matcha latte, only because it doesn't have the creaminess of a latte. But if you can think of the scent of a matcha latte minus the creaminess, like a straight matcha tea, a hot matcha tea, but cold. So it's very hard to describe, but I mean, they captured that essence of matcha. It's so nice. And if you like matchas, which I love a nice hot matcha latte. Like, that's one of my favorite, favorite fall drinks. And they did a really good job capturing the essence of matcha in this fragrance. So again, this is Matcha Meditation by Maison Margiela Replica, and it's an EDP. So those are the three full dedicated fragrances that I recommend. So now honorable mention slash great fragrance for layering is actually a duo, and it's by Kayali, and it is the Vanilla 28 on one side. It's a duo, so it's Vanilla 28 on one side, and then it's Musk 12 on the other side. This is also a fragrance that I picked up during the Sephora VIB sale. Talked about this in that my sale haul video, and it's the true essence of vanilla and the true essence of musk. I'll read you the notes. So this duo is described as a warm and sweet gourmand, and the Vanilla 28 has notes of musk, amber, patchouli, and brown sugar. And then the musk side has notes of lotus flower, freesia, and sheer jasmine. And yeah, it's got all those notes, but like I said, at the end of the day, it's a true vanilla and a true musk. And if you're a vanilla lover and or a musk lover, I highly recommend it. This, again, obviously is a travel size. This duo does not come in a full size. This is only meant to be a travel size slash probably a sample, right? So you can purchase a full size of the of either fragrance, of the Musk 12 or the Vanilla 28. These fragrances, so this rollable itself, I think it went for $23. And then the full-size bottles of either scent goes for $118. Again, the brand is Kayali. What I love about these is each of them is wonderful by itself. Both of these together are mixed very well, very nicely together. They last a good while. I actually wore these Saturday. I wore both of these mixed with the matcha meditation. I really enjoyed that. I felt so gourmand. Oh my goodness. I'm a lover of gourmand. I love gourmand fragrances. I love musky fragrances. I love vanilla fragrances. I also love spicy fragrances. It just varies. I'm the type of person, I go on the mood and the vibe, right? So I wear fragrances when I get dressed in the morning, when I'm planning out my outfit. Part of that outfit planning is my fragrance. I always take my fragrance. I pick my fragrances based on what I'm wearing, where I'm going, how I'm feeling. So I'm constantly layering fragrances. I love mixing and matching. I'm constantly mixing the Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink with all different kind of things. I mix this with other Juliet Has a Gun fragrances, but I also like to mix this with vanillas. Since I just purchased this, since I didn't have this before, I used to mix this a lot with the Nest New York has a vanilla fragrance. I can't think of the name right now, but Nest New York has a vanilla fragrance that I was mixing this with throughout the summer. And what I'm going to do now that I have this Kayali duo, I'm going to start mixing this pear ink with the Musk 12 fragrance. I think that's going to be nice. And actually, now that I've had a chance to kind of play around with this little sampler set, I think I will be purchasing full-size bottles of both of these fragrances. They're that good. And so on that note, what I would like to say to you is that, excuse me, Sephora started this sale last year, and I've heard talk that they're going to do it again this year, wherein they had, in addition to the VIB sale that just ended about a week or two ago, there should be coming up either later this month or next month, they'll be having a fragrance sale. 20% off of fragrances only. And if I remember correctly, there were no exclusions on the sale. So it was all fragrances, any and all fragrances that they carry were 20% off. So I was very eager to get my hands on these travel size fragrances. I also ordered some of their sets. If you're not familiar, Sephora has they have their what they call their Sephora favorites. And if you're not familiar, Sephora sells what they call Sephora favorites, and I picked up two during the VIB sale. One is their Sephora favorites perfume sampler, and then I also picked up their Sephora favorites best of vanilla. And hopefully you can see that, best of vanilla. And the good thing about these Sephora favorites is they both, and they have bigger sizes. So these are small sizes, right? These come with literally little samples of fragrances, like literally little samples, right? But the nice thing about them is it allows you to sample the fragrances that are in the boxes, and then the sets come with a certificate that you can redeem in store for a rollerball. So what you can do is you can try out, like for example, this particular set has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This set has 6 fragrances that you can sample, and then whichever one you like the best, you can go in store with this certificate and get a travel size of whichever fragrance you like the best. And the same goes for this. This comes with 5 of their best of vanilla recommendations, and whichever one you like, you can take the certificate into the store to redeem for a free travel size of the fragrance that of your choice. So the best of vanilla comes with a Dolce perfume oil by Rosie Jane. It comes with a wild vanilla orchid by Floral Street. It comes with vanilla vibes by Juliet Has a Gun. It comes with Madagascar vanilla perfume oil by Nest New York, and it comes with Vanilla Sky by Skylar. So the only fragrance that I have tried that I've owned, that I actually own, is the Juliet Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes. So I already know that I like that fragrance. I'm really, really, really excited to try these other ones. As I mentioned earlier, I love vanilla fragrances, so I'm really excited about this. And this set was $25. So for $25, you get to sample 5 fragrances, and whichever one you like the best, you can take the gift certificate into the store to redeem for a travel size bottle. And then the same idea for the Sephora favorites, which is again their recommendations. But the difference is that this recommendation is specifically vanilla scents. This is just general fragrances. So in this set comes Carolina Herrera's Good Girl, Clean Reserves Radiant Nectar, Maison Louis Maurice, what does this say? I don't know the name of this fragrance. I can't read that. It's too small. Nest New York's Indigo, which I have already. Valentino's Voce Viva, which I also have. And Victor and Rolf's Flower Bomb Ruby Orchid, which I'm really excited about trying. So again, same idea. You get to sample these 6 fragrances, and then whichever one you like the best, you can take the gift certificate into the store to redeem for a free travel size bottle. And this set was $28 for a sample of 6 samples. So Sephora favorites, if you're not familiar, they don't only come in these little tiny sizes. They do come, they come in sets that have, say, like travel size bottles, and then the gift certificate would be for a free full-size bottle. Obviously, those sets cost more. They range anywhere from $50 to $80, depending on how many fragrances are in the set, and also depending on like the value of the fragrances in the set. So I love these sets. They're actually a great gift idea. I've often get these type of sets for my husband for like Christmas or birthdays or things like that. They make great gifts, and then you know, whichever scent he likes the best, he can go and redeem for a full size. So it makes for not only a great way to sample different fragrances, but it also makes for a great gift idea. So like I said, I'm looking forward to sampling all of these fragrances so that I can be prepared when they have that 20% off sale. I'm really looking forward to that 20% off sale because, you know, as I mentioned, the prices of these fragrances, they can, you know, they can run a pretty penny. You know, you're talking about, what, a hundred plus for almost everything that I mentioned here today. The only thing that was under $100 for a full size bottle was the Floral Street Wonderful Peony. So I also did get a sampler of the Floral Street fragrances. These are really small, and there is no coupon. This is not a Sephora sample. This is just this is a sample that's actually by Floral Street themselves. Again, because I'm not that familiar with them, I'm not sure this may or may not be all of the fragrances that they offer. But I haven't had a chance to sample these yet. The only one that I've actually had a chance to sample is the Wild Vanilla Orchid, which I really love. And thankfully, there's also a sample of the Wild Vanilla Orchid in the Sephora Favorites Vanilla. So I get to sample it not only in the Floral Street sample, but I also get to sample it here. And if I like, you know, if I choose to, it can be the scent that I get for free with the gift certificate. So I'm looking forward to sampling all of these fragrances. Maybe sometime next year I can do another video to let you know which was my favorite. Or actually, when the sale comes, I'll definitely let you guys know. I'll make a video when the sale is approaching. I'll try to give you enough time to actually shop the sale, and hopefully by the time the sale comes, I will have decided, you know, what fragrances I want to purchase in the sale. And you can let me know what purchases you're looking forward to making yourselves. So on that note, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please do subscribe so you can join and you never miss a video. Hit the like button and share this video with someone else if you found it informative. Thanks, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.